Hi, today we're going to talk about engaging neurodiverse students in your computer science classroom. By neurodiversity, I'm talking about a specific cluster of neurological differences that includes things like autism spectrum disorder, Asperger's, ADHD, dyspraxia, dyslexia, and the like. What fascinates me about this topic is that there is an actual career track for these kids in the workforce where their neurodiversity is viewed as a competitive advantage. Companies like Microsoft, SAP, Ernst & Young, JP Morgan Chase, Google all have initiatives to recruit and retain neurodiverse individuals into their tech workforce. Intense focus, the ability to recognize patterns, detect errors, excellent memorization skills, and out-of-the-box thinking are all viewed as important components of the teams developing better products for these companies, and are in fact areas where neurodiverse students may actually surpass the levels performed by a typically developing individual. So what a gift we're giving these kids when we invite them into our classrooms and allow them to soar. When we design first and intentionally for neurodiversity, all students benefit. I've included some handouts on technical tips and tricks we've learned over the years of both working in person and virtual environments, but today I want to focus on things you can do in your classroom environment with one caveat. One size does not fit all, so the more flexible you can be, the better. The real secret sauce, I think, is in the coding itself. Just introducing these students to coding, engaging their strengths, and helps them overcome difficulties. I like to call it helping them find their island of competence. Parents tell us behaviors improve when their kids are coding. We see increased reciprocal social behaviors and improved interest in trying new things. It's as if their anxiety just melts away. One student told me that coding for her felt like coming home. I love that. There are several ways you can intentionally design the environment to make it more neurodiverse friendly. And by the way, these tips work just as well for neurotypicals. First, design for the student, not the task. That doesn't mean you have to change how you teach or the topic that you're teaching. Just let that student take the topic and explore it through the lens of something they are interested in and passionate about. So for example, you may have a kid who likes trains or cows or flags. Let them design their own coding experience around that special interest. You just have to introduce to them the platform, and if they don't like it, let them find something different. But I promise you, you don't have to know the platform itself, because if they are interested, they will pursue it relentlessly until they solve the problem that they're interested in solving. Second, reimagine teamwork. We all know that teamwork is a 21st century skill. I am, however, fascinated by watching neurodiverse kids engage on teams. It doesn't look like typical collaboration where there's brainstorming and shared decision-making in the beginning. Instead, when neurodiverse students are well paired, they work beautifully together. Each student brings their own unique skill set and knows if they know exactly what their task is. They have a specific role. They may work independently and then reconvene, but when it all comes together at the end, you have a beautiful product. It's not unlike the jigsaw method of teaching, which can be powerfully impactful, and particularly with neurodiverse kids, and may even be a better way of reimagining what teamwork looks like. Third, considerability-based rather than age-based instruction. Neurodiverse kids can often be twice exceptional, or 2E, which means they have a neurodiversity combined with giftedness, sometimes profound giftedness. We have to view this through the lens, though, of asynchronous development. You may have a child, for example, who presents as socially or emotionally under age level, but academically far above. So instead of judging that child's academic behaviors based on what we can see, we give them the opportunity to explore advanced topics and see how far they can take it. One of the other ways this looks is like going wide instead of deep. We like taking kids deep. We also need to take these kids wide. And when we provide them the opportunity to engage in this interest-based learning at or above their level of ability, we get to see the beautiful complexity of their brains and the creativity with which they solve really difficult problems. Lastly, parent engagement. This is true of all kids, but particularly for neurodiverse kids. When you can show a parent their child growing in confidence and skills and connect that to the workforce, what a gift you've given that parent. When they start to see how their child is going to fit into society once he or she enters adulthood. And not only into a society in general, but into a place that really cares for their differences, values their diversity, and views them as a whole package. You are a catalyst for these kids. By creating an environment where they feel safe and inviting them in, you are pointing them towards their future. And in turn, they're going to take those beautiful brains and create something wonderful for our futures. So thank you for everything that you do to invite neurodiverse students into your computer science classroom.